Welcome, my beautiful friends, to Habit Driven Life. So, if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love for you to hit that button down there, that little subscribe button, boom, 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 and hit the like button so that you can see more of a habit driven life. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the brain. If you don't already know, I love the brain because I find that when I lost weight, which I think I mentioned in every video, I lost 160 pounds. And how I did that was through habit change. It was not through motivation. It was not through inspiration. And it certainly wasn't through willpower because I do have what I consider a lot of willpower. I've done a lot in my life, but I just never could seem to lose the weight. And at 40, I was 300 pounds. I couldn't walk up a set of stairs, and I was probably going to be in a hover round by the time I was 50, tootling down the road with a little, flag on the back of it. I really believed that until I found a contest. There was a little contest in our ICU when I was a nurse, and we had to put in $100. And while I was thinking about doing the contest, a little gal that was 150 pounds, soaking wet, came up and said, "I've totally got this. I'm going to lose weight." And I went, "Oh, you did not. I'm totally winning this." But the contest was long. It was 6 months. So I couldn't do the cabbage soup diet and I couldn't do Atkins. Ugh. I couldn't do any of those things. I couldn't do short term. I had to do the long game. And so it was the best thing that ever happened in my life because I had to figure out how to make a habit last even when I didn't feel like it. And remember, I was over 40, right? Couldn't walk up a set of stairs. I was a size 26 going into a 28, and I was a 5X. So right now I'm probably a little heavier than I like to be, and I'm a size 5 to 6, and it's a miracle how much you can lose. So it wasn't through, these big sweeping changes that we all think about. It was through doing my 45-51% rule, which is 51% of the time I was great. The 49% of the time, not so much, but it worked until I did more than 51% because I got inspired. I didn't have to pick up my stomach to go pee anymore. It was super great. So the reason why I love habits so much is because I don't believe in motivation. I don't believe in inspiration, and I don't believe in willpower. I feel like with habits, you don't have to think about it. So when we think of habits are number one, are start in the prefrontal cortex. So when they start in the prefrontal cortex, it's something that you think about. You go, "Oh, I'm going to do this habit. I'm going to run 3 miles," right? And you get up and you go, "I'm running 3 miles. This is so great. Yeah." And you have to really think about what you're going to wear, what time you get up, what's going to happen, how are you going to feel. That's all here, right? And so then let's say you do this for 70 days. You get up at 4:30 every morning. You run your 3 to 5 miles. You come home, you take a shower. You do the same thing every day. And your prefrontal cortex is really sick of thinking about it. So what your prefrontal cortex does is relegates it to the basal ganglia. And the basal ganglia is responsible for behavioral and cognition and also habits because you don't want to have to think about it. Think about when you wake up, what do? You either make your bed, you brush your teeth, you get a cup of coffee. You're in the living room drinking a cup of coffee before you even realize what happened. That's a habit. That is a habit. And you want to make whatever you decide to make a habit, whatever goal you have, you're going to need habits that go along with that goal because you don't want to have to think about it. That's the thing. You don't want to have to think about it. So I write my little note sheet. So the basal ganglia, the biggest thing about basal ganglia, it has motor learning, and it also is involved in emotion and cognition. and habit learning. So conditional learning as well. So think of Pavlov's dog. What happens when you ring the bell? Salivary glands start going, right? That is a conditioned response. You don't think about it. You don't go, I think maybe that my salivary glands are going to stop because I'm thinking about that. No, you don't think about it. It just happens because it's a bodily response. It's just a behavioral response. So with this habit formation, you also have neurotransmitters that come into play and hormones and things like that. So let's say you were to do a habit and let's say you completed the habit for that day. What happens? Guess what? Before it gets relegated to the basal ganglia, you get all kinds of dopamine, girl, boy. You get all kinds of dopamine. And so that makes you feel accomplished, right? And when you feel accomplished, you want to do more. You want to go out and do more. Some days you don't feel that accomplished. And some days it's a grind. But that's when it's here. That's when it's at your prefrontal cortex when it feels like a grind. When it goes to your basal ganglia, you just go, yeah, I got to do it. You don't think about it. You don't obsess about it. You don't go, oh my God, if I don't do it, I'm going to get, oh my God. You don't go over that stuff because it's a habit. So what I want you to think about is remembering that when you don't feel like doing something, when you don't feel like doing it in the beginning, when you decide, this is my goal, how do I get there, and what habits do I want to create, you're not going to feel good at first. It's going to feel kind of shitty. You're going to be like, this is great, this is great, this is great. Oh, I have to do it when it's cold outside. Oh, I don't have the best shoes. Ugh, I have to get up so early. I don't want to. So your brain's going to tell you, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's your brain trying to keep you safe. But in order to create a habit, you have to push through that voice in your head and you have to do the action step. You do that long enough, it does become a habit. And that's the biggest thing that I want to share with you because I didn't lose 160 pounds and go, oh, yeah, it's cool. I'm done. No, it's a habit and it's a hard habit. This pandemic threw me through a loop. It wasn't easy. I wanted to eat everything and I did for a little while. It was kind of hard. Now I'm back on the grind, but I don't want to gain my weight back. I don't want to have to not be able to cross my legs. I don't want to have to pick up my stomach to go pee. That was the worst. So in closing, make a habit stick. Push through. Now, I have a habit course. You don't have to take it. I'm just saying I have a habit course that we have a lot of support in that group because it's hard when you have bad days. You want to feel like throwing in the towel. And on stupid stuff, like your habit might be getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or your habit might be, I just want to do the dishes at night. I don't know what is wrong with me. Why can't I do this? How hard is it? It's your brain trying to keep you in the same place because it's safe. It is not you. It's your brain. But you have to keep pushing through that. That's your job. So once you can continue to push through that, that's what my group does. That's why I absolutely love habit change because it's not about motivation and willpower. You're better than that. I know most people go, oh no, I don't have the willpower to do that. There is no such thing to me about willpower because I think everybody has the ability to make a habit. Everybody. So if you need any help, I'm here. Message me. Hopefully you have an amazing day and create a good habit. Have a good one.